Hey guys, Matthew here once again with a bit of an update vid on the end game for the Zenith Molten Strike Trickster that was using a big sort of physical two-hander with some abyssal dual fucking action that gave you a bit of extra stuff, but yeah, ultimately not super worth it, as I outlined in the previous video. Yeah, the character's still really good, but I would recommend you play something like Rakiatas instead, or flat abyssal dual stacking instead of a physical one. All the same, I'll talk a bit more about that soon. The character went pretty damn well. It did take on a bunch of endgame. I got it to level 95. Did a bunch of juiced maps and some Ubers and some tier 17s. So I actually think this character was capable of clearing everything it went against. I didn't end up trying all the Ubers because I don't have all the fragments and all the pieces and stuff. But I did try, I think, every single 17 and cleared the Ubers that I did try, which you'll see in a sec, and all the four-way invites, and I farmed feared for a good few rounds, like 4 or 5 feareds, I think. But they're always with some pretty crazy mods, so I'd die once or twice because that's still very much possible. But the take-home message is Molten Strike Zenith, really pretty freaking good. When that 5th hit kicks in, it does just destroy lives. So it is largely about like getting your attack speed up and being durable enough to be able to get those hits off. So this was Uber Maven. It's actually my first one of the league, I think. Almost 3-4 weeks in. And that is because getting fragments for this shit is really hard with the 17 system. Just the frequency of their drops, the frequency of your own 17s, the difficulty of the 17s. And then at the end of the day, I think running this Uber Maven is like 10 divines. So you wouldn't really do it with a character you didn't think could somewhat handle it. It's a bit of a rough, unfriendly system at this point, but it is what it is at the moment. So I did tentatively have the balls to go for Uber Maven with this character. It was, I wasn't fully sure about it because we are a melee enjoyer. That is always a bit rough. I don't have all the DPS in the world, but it was substantial. So I gave it a shot and ended up cleaning up Maven, Uber Maven deathless, actually. So I was worried that I might brick it, but in the end did not die even once to this fight, and that was pretty damn clean. The playstyle isn't anything crazy, like I said, but pretty melee. Got to get your strikes in, but you just got to make sure it counts when you actually get your attacks in, and then it does some pretty decent DPS. Did happen to find out one interesting piece of tech that you might be able to notice right here. This is the last phase of Maven, and just before she does her memory phase, she always puts up lasers, but she did not do it that time because I accidentally leap slammed onto her while she was like casting the laser thing, and it stunned her. So turns out you can stun Maven at the last phase before she puts up her lasers, and then do that last phase without the lasers, the last brain phase, at least one of them anyway, because then she goes into it and still does it afterwards. It was an accident because, I don't know, never did that before, but if you leap slam on something at full life, you will stun it. And I tried to replicate that by just doing some normal Maven runs, and I could replicate it pretty much flawlessly. So take it for what it's worth. If you want to do, Maven for the last phase, just before she puts up her lasers for the last memory phase, you can do it without all those lasers if you leap slam onto her just before she casts it. I don't know if that's called, cheese or exploiting or something, but yep, accidentally figured that out, and is what it is. There you go. I then did some actual Uber content after doing all the, nice, comfortable Uber stuff, and that is in the form of course, some 17s. This is just a nice highlight reel of how well it went. And it went pretty damn well, as you can see. It was just, a good, fair fight. And I got some good hits in, and they got some good hits in. And let's just say, thank God, there's no fucking durability and repair costs in this game, because that would be pretty annoying. But all the same, yep, tier 17s, pretty cool stuff. Thoroughly enjoyed my time doing this. I probably did something like, I don't know, 10 or 12 tier 17s, and I think I died maybe 2 or 3 times on every single one at a minimum. I think I bricked one on this character. I think I bricked one. But otherwise, yeah, just, you do your best to roll them. There'll always be some kind of bullshit on there that you've got to deal with, and it will make the clear or the map pretty damn annoying, difficult, and yeah, just a frustrating system to deal with. Let's just say and use the word frustrating. Even the boss fights, they did make boss fights here that did some cool shit, but then kind of forgot that you have extremely dynamic modifiers that fuck shit up, that make things so much worse. So yeah, some of these boss fights, like, I kind of loathe at this point just because they don't feel good with the nature of the rolled system and stuff. Yeah. But could reliably get through it with this character. It was still pretty damn good. Not gonna, complain about my build. I think it actually did pretty well against all the content I threw it against. As I mentioned, I think if you want a lot more damage and an easier way of building, a Rakiata's version, doesn't have to be a Trickster, could be all kinds of anything, that would be possibly just a lot easier to get started with Zenith Molten Strike, so like a Zerker, a Raider, a Deadeye, Trickster, Assassin, Pathfinder, Slayer, Champion, Scion, all of it could work, I reckon, and it should be easier to build. Just stack some flat stuff, or check out what other people are doing with Molten Strike Zenith on PoE Ninja, because pretty much everyone's playing Zenith Molten Strike with a Rakiatas, for what it's worth. I just made my own special flavored dipshit style of Zenith Molten Strike, and yeah, it worked out, but it will be a bit tough to replicate, and I think it'll have less ideal results than something bigger like Rakiatas. So all that said, pretty good character, had a lot of fun with Zenith Molten Strike, will probably play it again in the future in some other way, and I want to leave you with my first Uber Elder of the league as well. Took a while to get these fragments, and here it is with this character. Went pretty well.
I may not
Father, no!
putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!
Low on mana.
And already have to do one of these.
Parties, won't you?
Ah.
Howl from the void.
Yes! Fiery demise!
Easy does it now.
Yes! Fiery demise!
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Where you at? Can't. Alright. Deathless Subaru router. Got a jewel for our trouble. Also one of these. It's pretty nice. I wonder if those are still relevant. Good roll too, Cold Avoid. 20C. Can't promise I can beat it. Yeah, look, I don't know.
I agree with Matt.
17s have me like debated into
God,
thinking
check
I've got a
files.
worse build than I do. Because like one good Zenith proc basically phases the boss. Like the DPS is pretty fucking good. It just hasn't felt that crazy, you know. Thanks, Crimps. 26 months. Malevolence dot multi is always nice. And then Flask Recovery Vitality and then non-channeling Clarity. That's a combo. And a 70 and a 10. The 18 is unfortunate. That is a highly usable situation. So, like, what's this? No, wait. Vitality. This. That by itself isn't worth too much, right? Combo the Malevolence. You get yourself 34 Divines, allegedly. I don't know. 32 Divines combining the Malevolence with the Clarity as well. Jesus. So, this thing has to be... Yeah. 100-ish.